I mean, I was shocked when I heard about this. Andy, what went on here? Were you shocked? What were you thinking when you first heard this news?
Everyone was shocked, Sal, including a lot of people who work in high-ranking positions for the New York Mets. I can't emphasize enough how different this is from the expectation, including the expectations of Steve Cohen and Billy Eppler, and how this was going to play out. Eppler took the job knowing that a Stearns type, if not Stearns himself, would eventually potentially be in this job, president of baseball ops. And Steve Cohen really likes Billy Eppler and has continued to say, in contrast, of course, to Buck Showalter, that Eppler would be part of the leadership team here moving forward. Now, Cohen absolutely loves David Stearns now, too, but that wasn't supposed to be mutually exclusive. Again, it's a shocking turn of events. The Mets haven't had a lot to say yet. Jim and I are talking to sources, and I'll let Jim probably start with that, and then we'll have a discussion there. But I just want to emphasize from my end, Sal, how this was not how it was drawn up at all. Like, if you want to sit out there and say, like, not you, Sal, but if one wants to sit out there and say, oh, sure, it's inevitable, the guy got hired over, so they hired over him, this is what happens. No, no, no. This was not what anyone thought was going to happen.
Yeah, it's stunning. Really, when you think about it, to your point there, Sal and Andy, both of you, I think, with him up until recently, they were looking forward, or at least Billy was looking forward to working with David Stearns. And there's been a lot of rumors swirling today, and that's the hard part is, you don't know what's true and what's not at the moment. I will say this, that there was a lot of excitement that they could divide up the duties of this job, because it's a big job, and that they had known each other for a while. But then there's been some conversation recently about, okay, there's a recent article in the newspaper about friction between the general manager and the manager over personnel issues. That's not all that surprising. But then, when you make a change like this, sometimes there are things that come out that only come out when there's a change in the front office. And so there's some things there behind the scenes that I think, in terms of communication, that you start to hear, that those, I think, are valid. But outside of that, the hard part is there's a lot of speculation otherwise on what ended up happening. If they had this great relationship, then he wouldn't be resigning, right? So, I think that calls into question the relationship itself.
Or if it were just a new president coming in, this would have been announced a couple of days ago, maybe the same timeline, maybe a little bit after Buck Showalter, but that was not the case. The owner said Eppler is going to stay here. We want more talent in the front office. That's why this is a shock. I just don't understand it.